Man, oh man, oh man, oh man, oh man. Being a fan can break your heart, can it?
Yeah, yeah, it's been one of those weeks, man.
Welcome to Pick Six, where we cover six teams in the NFL, that being the Raiders, the Cowboys, the Niners, the Packers, the Rams, and our back-to-back defeated Steelers.
Yeah, man.
All right. Son of a gun, man. Sunday Night Football was something else, but we will get to it. We're going into week 6, right?
Yeah, well, almost halfway into the season, not too far off.
Good gosh, man. Don't scare me like that, man. Like this, what the heck's going on here? It seems like the season just, I feel like I'm still trying to get a grasp on the NFL, like being here. And you just saying that's like, wow, what are we doing? Well, one of the reasons why we're live is because one of the teams that we cover is actually got Thursday Night Football. I'm over here watching the coverage for it. They're actually on the field right now for Thursday Night Football. I don't think there's no game this year that's for Thursday night that's going to compete with last week's Thursday Night Football. So
No, it's gonna be hard to beat, and like I've said before, Thursday night football games, the quality of it isn't always all that great. Last week was though, but maybe I'm wrong. We'll see.
So, Eric, what do we got for week numero 6?
We have a divisional matchup between the 49ers and the Seahawks in Seattle. The Niners are 2-3 coming off of just not a good loss against the Cardinals. And then we have the Seahawks who started off 3-0 and now have also lost 2 straight. How do we feel on this one, man? 49ers have not played their best football, to say the least. I don't know. There's a lot of stuff going on there. How do you feel on this one, man?
And this is a game that's going on tonight, Thursday Night Football, as a matter of fact.
Right.
So let's talk about this real quick. The Niners coming off of gosh, man, a little bit of a heartbreaker of a loss against a division rival, just to go into another divisional game with the Seahawks. I thought that was a really good game between the Niners and the Cardinals. I think it took a lot out of them. A short week can be good and it can be bad. Here's what I mean. It can be good because it doesn't give you time to really sit down and just think about, like, damn, man, like we almost had it. We almost had it. It's like, just hurry up. Boom. Yes. You played against the Cardinals. You played a tough game, and right away, just boom, you got to get back on the saddle, Hans, and because you got another division rival right there at it. And not only that, this division rival is probably the one that probably people are talking about that's actually going to take your division. So I'm not sure where the Niners are at right now. They're 2-3, while the Seahawks are 3-2. They need this one. If they want to stay in contention in the NFC West, good gosh, Niners, they need this one. I don't see how they go to Seattle, lose back-to-back division rival games, and now are going to be 2-4 and still come back and take the division. However, that being said, I mean, I don't know, man. I think the Seahawks are probably the better team I would choose right now. But if the Niners, I still think the 49ers are a good team. I do. I think they're a good team. I don't want to say they're a great team. I still think they're a good team. I think the Niners can pull it off, man. I'm going to choose Niners for tonight's game.
Yeah, I mean, like I said before, I think the Seahawks, I don't think they're that good of a team. I just feel like at first they were 3-0 because of their record. And Yeah, I don't see them winning this game. The Niners need this one. And you know what? The fact that it is a short week, I do think benefits the Niners because how heartbreaking and how bad of a loss it was to the Cardinals. And like I said, I mean, I'm a little bit higher on the Cardinals too. I think they had a tough record. It's not like the Seahawks where they kind of eased into the season. No, the Cardinals played some pretty good competition. So Niners need this one. And at the beginning of the year, it's like we were saying, well, they're going to be competing for the first seed. Now we don't even know if they're going to win the division. So they got to have it. They got to have it. If they want to be contenders, they got to have this game. And there's a whole lot going on in San Francisco that I will get into at some point, but that's for another time.
Okay, hang on. Let me ask you this. Hey, and sorry to everybody. Yeah, I'm eating. It was a long day out there trucking it on the road, man. I just had time to rush home, jump in a shower, and here we are. So wait, let me ask you this, man. So are you saying that the Cardinals are a better team than the Seahawks in the NFC West?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Because of the competition, the level of competition that they played so far.
Yeah, it's one of those weird things, man. You know, it's still early in the season. Sometimes your record isn't what you say, other times it is. I just feel like it's one of those things. It's been the level of competition that they've played.
So if the Niners, okay. All right. Look, I'm rooting for the 49ers. Correct? I am. I'm going to be rooting for them tonight. But if the 49ers came that close against a team that you think is better, do you think they blow out the Seahawks?
No.
Okay.
I've not been convinced by the play from the Niners. Not at all. But I'm just saying that they're winning, that I'm picking them to win this game because they should. They should. It's as simple as that. I mean, if they lose this game, I don't know what to say with the Niners.
I'm with you, Tamales. Look, a win is a win. Obviously, at the end of it all, a win. I mean, you play to win. So, I mean, all right. Well, we'll see. It's an intriguing matchup. I am intrigued in this game, man. Not just because it's the 49ers and we cover the 49ers, but I think the Seahawks is a kind of a, nobody's really talking about them. I think they can make a little bit of noise, man.
All
so
right.
we'll see. Okay, so what? We're both going Niners on this?
Yeah, I got to go Niners.
All right, everybody on the chat, who are you going with tonight's game? You going Niners or Seahawks? All right, what else we got, boy?
All right, we have the Rams on a bye week, who are 1-4. You know, they've been struggling. That's just, how do you feel about the Rams so far this season? If you had to talk about them, I know you don't really want to talk about them. You know, I know there's another team in the same town that you kind of care about more right now, but how do you feel on the Rams?
I don't think we've said this during a live. I think we've only said it when we record. So let me go ahead and say this on a live. And that is that the only reason why we covered the Rams, well, first of all, it's called Pick Six. So we have to cover 6 teams. And the only reason why we covered the Rams is because we're from here. So we decided to cover one of the home-based teams, either Chargers or Rams, and we decided to go with the Rams because the Rams, they're more popular in Los Angeles than the Chargers are. However, I find myself this season being a heck of a lot more intrigued with the Chargers. The Rams, so they're going on a bye week. And honestly, I don't even really care, man. That sounds bad to say, but there's nothing story-wise there for me to be like, man, you know what? This is pretty cool. This is like, I'm not intrigued. I don't think they stand a chance in the NFC West. Good. Go on a bye week, and when you guys come back, maybe I'll be one of those people where it's like, oh, you know what? I missed you. And maybe some time apart is what we needed so I can miss you. Because right now, I just don't care.
All right. Yeah, I'm not interested. I don't think they bounce back. You know, they're just they're also injured as well. I mean, there's just so much bad going on with the Rams. I think their season's all practically already done. I
Do
just don't see them bouncing back, I should say.
do they finish above 500?
No.
Really? They finished with a losing season.
I think so, barely. Maybe 7-10, 8-9, but I don't see them bouncing back, man. It's gonna be hard.
Okay. All right. Well, Rams fans or Rams, you gotta compete for our love, man. You gotta compete for our love because I really actually want to start talking about the Chargers, really, man. But we'll see. We'll see, man. All right, what else we got?
All right, next we have the Arizona Cardinals walking into Lambeau Field to play the Packers. The Cardinals are 2-3. Packers are 3-2. Packers are finally they got their first win with Jordan Love. All right, so that's something to note. And the Cardinals are 2-3 coming off of that divisional win against the Niners at Lambeau.
I'll let you go first on this one because I'm interested to hear what you say about the Cardinals.
This is a tough one. This is another big test. I feel like the Cardinals have had a pretty tough schedule. I don't know if anybody's noticed that, but they kind of have. Against the Packers in Lambeau Field, I might have to go Green Bay. Had it been in Arizona, I might go Arizona, but I could flip a coin. I'm just going to go with the Packers, I guess. I don't know.
Wait a minute. You're just saying that the Cardinals are better than what their record shows, right?
Yeah.
The Packers just got Love just barely got his very first victory.
Yeah, you're right.
Okay, so I'm not really sure which way to go.
I don't either. It's a tough decision, man.
Cardinals are 2-3.
Yeah.
Man. You know what, man? I'm going to say Cardinals go to Lambeau and take the victory. I think they go into Lambeau and I think they take the victory. I mean, Love already got the monkey off his back because for those who don't know, the Packers, they have more than one win, but not with their starting quarterback. He just barely got his very first victory this past week. So I think he got that off his shoulders already, and he might be feeling good about himself. And I think the Cardinals come in there and steal one from them. They catch the Packers with their pants down.
All right. I feel like that whole one win situation with Jordan Love is getting talked about a little too much, man. Jordan Love's their guy in Green Bay, but regardless, I guess I'll go Packers just because you're going Cardinals as well. I'll stick with the Packers.
So if this game were in Arizona, you'd go Arizona?
Yeah. I would.
So to you, they mean they're level.
Right now, yeah. I do think so.
Okay. All right. Fair enough.
All right. Next, we have the Detroit Lions walking into Arlington to play the Cowboys. Lions are 3-1 coming off of a win against who the hell did they play? A Monday Night Football win. And we got the Cowboys coming off of a Sunday Night Football win against our Steelers. So both teams, looking pretty good so far to start off the season. What do you got for this one, man?
Okay. We'll get to the Steelers when we get to it. I want to talk about the Cowboys for a second, okay? Definitely cover the Cowboys. And all right, look, the Lions are quietly. Well, first of all, that whole division is pretty damn quiet right now. I don't really see anybody talking about the NFC North, right? The
Yeah.
Packers, the Green Bay Packers, they're always popular in the NFL, just in the league. Period. They're always popular, right? All the storylines is what's going on with the Packers. What's going on with the Packers? Okay, but there are two teams in that division that I think are extremely dangerous for any team in the NFL. That being the undefeated Minnesota Vikings. Yes, undefeated Minnesota Vikings and the Detroit Lions. All right. Now, here's the thing. The Cowboys coming off of a victory off our beloved Steelers, and we'll talk about the Steelers when we get to them. Now, the Cowboys, them boys, look, a win is a win. You get the victory. If it looks good, if it looks ugly, whatever. You get the victory, boom, celebrate. Just don't celebrate too long. Because had you been in there against a team that could have capitalized on your failures, it could have been a different story. Okay.
Yeah.
The Cowboys definitely showed some holes that if I were a Cowboy fan, and I'm not, I'd be a little concerned. I would have definitely celebrated Sunday night, be like, good gosh, heck yeah, man. But in reality, we should have been winning by 2 possessions. You know, had they been playing a different team, had they been playing the Detroit Lions, it probably would have been a whole different ball game, man. So that's the danger part. Where's this game taking place at?
It's gonna be in Dallas.
Okay, in Arlington, huh? Jerry's World. Okay, so man, I wonder if maybe it can be a little much for the Cowboys coming off of a Sunday night football with a rain delay or a lightning delay in an emotional game. Can they patch up the holes? Can they patch up the mistakes? Because make no doubt about it, okay? Make no doubt about it. The opponents that you had, which was the Steelers, they weren't able to capitalize on your flaws and your mistakes. The Detroit Lions will be able to do that. So I want the Cowboys to win. The league is just better when certain teams do good, and the Cowboys are one of those teams. Obviously, I want them to lose every time they play my Steelers, but the league is just more fun when the Cowboys, have a good, 4 or 5 game winning streak. I don't think they get this one, man. I don't. I don't think they have enough time to patch up a couple of holes that they got. And the Detroit Lions are the real deal, man. Both of those teams in the NFC North, nobody pays attention to them because they're in there with the Green Bay Packers, and the Green Bay Packers are one of the NFL favorite teams, right? So I mean, it'd be cool if the Cowboys win, but if I had to put money on it, I'm gonna put it on the Lions.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Lions as well. Credit to the Cowboys. I gave credit where credit's due. And yeah, the Cowboys have sucked at home, which is weird because last year, for those of you who don't remember, in the regular season, the Cowboys were undefeated at home. If you just completely forget about that wild card game.
They haven't won at all at home?
I don't think so. Since that playoff game, I don't think so.
Oh, man.
But before that, they were undefeated.
No, well, this season, they haven't won a game at home?
Yeah, no.
Damn. Okay.
And I think that continues. The Lions are just a different beast. You beat the Steelers. you did look good, but then you made so many mistakes. You know, you could have blew out the Steelers.
Yeah.
You should have blew out the Steelers with the way you were looking. You can't look like that against the Lions. And by the way, the Lions are just a better team, man. I think so. And I think they do their thing and they get out of Arlington with the win. I think it's that simple, man.
Who do you think is the biggest threat coming out of the NFC East right now? I don't think it's the Cowboys.
Oh, Washington.
Yeah.
Washington. I completely forgot about them, but yeah, Washington. I mean, Jaden Daniels probably looking like the best offensive rookie right now, and they just look like a complete team so far.
Well, what's missing with the Cowboys? Is it just strictly the coaching? I mean, do you not have Peter? You got CeeDee Lamb. That's one of the best in the game right now.
They outcoached Tomlin last week. So, I mean,
Yeah.
I still think there's some problems that they have in Dallas that they still need to fix. Don't get me wrong. But they're still all right. And I think, I'll tell you this. I think the NFC North has turned into the best division in the NFL. I know we used to say it was the AFC North, but I think that's flipped to the NFC.
Well, I would say so. It's just a lot of those teams aren't sexy. Nobody wants to talk about the Vikings. Nobody wants to talk about the Lions. Nobody wants to talk about the Bears. The only team in that division that's sexy to talk about is the Packers. Where you got the NFC East. Yeah, you got the Cowboys, but you also got a New York team. You got the Giants. You also have the Philadelphia Eagles. The Commanders aren't really that sexy to talk about. I don't know. Their name's probably going to change next season, from what I'm hearing. So, I mean, looking at the NFC East, I honestly think I don't think they're favored, but I still think it's a little up for grabs, with the exception of probably the Giants. But I still think the Cowboys can take the NFC East.
Yeah, I think it's up for grabs. I just feel like Washington's a team to do it. I really do. That's how good they've been looking. I mean,
yeah.
That's how I see it, man.
Yeah, no, yeah, I'm with you, man. All right.
All right. Last but not least, we have the Pittsburgh Steelers walking into Allegiant Stadium to play the Raiders. I mean, both teams just didn't look good last week. Yeah, the Steelers losing to Sunday night / Monday Night Football to the Dallas Cowboys, and you had the Raiders getting blown out by those Denver Broncos.
I'll tell you, man, those Broncos freaking donkey kicked them. Spencer, Bronco fans, I'm not calling you guys donkeys. I mean, that's what the Raiders call you guys. But, all right, so we covered both teams. We covered the Raiders and the Steelers, man. I don't want to just be biased just on one side. Okay. Steelers, the offense, you guys are trash, Holmes. Okay? You guys are straight trash. At times, you can look pretty good. At times, you can have a pretty decent drive. But for the most part, you guys are trash, man. And I'm just sick and tired of the whole team, the whole franchise just relying on the defense. And if I played for the defense, like what are we doing here, man? Good gosh, Holmes, we get off the field and 2.5 minutes later, we're back on the field. What are we doing? Now, when it comes to the Raiders, dog, you went into a division rival, man. It seemed like it almost seemed like the Raider culture had changed with the new coach. Shout out to him, straight out of Compton. Everybody was excited and everything like that. But then they're showing this, kind of like the old Raiders that everybody just kind of knows, man. They're not really doing anything. So the reason why this game, in my opinion, is actually kind of a good matchup is because these two teams always play each other to their level.
Yeah.
Honestly, it doesn't matter who's doing good, who's doing bad. If the Steelers are having a season up here and the Raiders are way down here, or vice versa, these two teams always meet like right here. So, I think it's gonna be a good game, man. Well,
And for some weird reason, it always is. It always is. I can't explain why. Even at times when the Steelers were super good and the Raiders were super bad, it was always a close game. I can't tell you why. I don't know if the Steelers are always trying to keep in the rivalry or what, but it's always been a close game. Raiders did not look good at all last week. All right. And now they're going to be putting in Aiden O'Connell instead of Gardner Minshew, which, I mean, we already know how I feel about that quarterback position. It's not very good. I think everybody saw this coming at some point, the quarterback switch at some point, and we're doing it in week 6. I don't know if we're going to do it again at some point this year. I mean, that's how much I don't trust that quarterback room. Then you got the stuff with Davante Adams. I mean, stuff's all over the place with the Raiders. Same thing with the Steelers. You have some stuff going on with George Pickens, which I have said, when is the time where we start to point the finger at the coaching staff? All right. He had limited snaps last week. Van Jefferson was the receiver that got the most reps. Your wide receiver 1 got less reps than your wide receiver 2. That does not make sense at all. Okay. And this is the first time Mike Tomlin has dealt with discipline issues. So I don't know. What do you think on that, just real quick?
Okay. Look. It seems like every time, and it's always a wide receiver. Yeah, we could point out Le'Veon Bell. He wasn't a wide receiver, but I don't remember Bill Cowher having these issues as much as Mike Tomlin. I mean, like Mike Tomlin always seems to have some elite wide receiver, with Wallace, with freaking Antonio Brown, with Mary Shushu wasn't an elite one, but even he had to, take off. Like there's always something going on. I don't know, man. I've always been a defender of Mike Tomlin, but I will say I now am starting to get a little fatigue with him. But I don't want to just say get rid of him. I don't want to be the. I take a lot of pride of being a Steeler fan in the fact that the Steelers don't change head coaches like somebody changes their underwear. You got other teams out there that, good gosh, man, within like 5 years, they have 6 different head coaches. It's happened where the Steelers don't do that. So to me, it's like, okay, look, if you're going to look to start getting Tomlin out, you got to start looking for another coach, man. You do not want to bring in another coach and then say, like, you know what, this guy isn't working out. 2 years later, bump him out. I want the tradition to keep on going in these long, good coaches. And I thought Mike Tomlin, I never thought he was an elite coach, but I always thought he was a good coach. I think he's overstayed his welcome. He's the longest Steelers head coach ever, and I think he's overstayed his welcome. And if one thing is for sure, there's always been an issue, mainly with the receiver, but with players, there's always been some sort of issue, man. It's just Mike Tomlin's a pretty quiet guy. He never really gets on the, in media or anything like that. If he doesn't have to, he rarely does it.
Yeah, man. I think it's just one of those things where, I mean, that's coaching might just be the problem. I don't know. I'm not gonna throw too much shade at Tomlin. That's not what I want to do. But for this one, man, uh, you know what? I can see the Steelers dropping it. I really could. I did not like what I saw from the Steelers at all. Yes, was the score close? Absolutely.
3 in a row. That's it. That will be 3 in a row.
Yeah.
For the Steelers.
Yeah. I mean, from what I saw last week, do they really have a certain true win against any team in the NFL right now? I don't even know. They look terrible. Clock management was terrible last week. We wasted all three of our timeouts in the second half last week. Clock management was terrible. You got completely out-coached, completely outplayed. Players offensively did not look like they wanted to be out there. And to be honest with you, I don't even know if it makes a difference whether it's Russell Wilson out there or Justin Fields. I really don't know.
Wow.
That's how bad it was.
Yeah, well, Andrew, I'm eating oatmeal with almonds and banana. I think the QB position can make a difference just within the players. Remember, we saw it last season when Mason Rudolph went in. I told you, I said, look, the players just seem like they want to be out there, man. Like it almost just changed everybody to want to be out there and give it all, right? I'm not saying Russell Wilson can do that. That's not what I'm saying. The Raiders are coming off of an embarrassing loss to a division rival.
Yeah.
Yet the Steelers are coming off of a loss on a very emotional rivalry, right? It's not a divisional rivalry. It's not even a conference. They're a completely different conference. But that is, when those two teams meet, there is some sort of rivalry there. And when these two teams meet, Steelers and Raiders, there's always a historic rivalry right there as well. So, emotions are going to be running high. I don't know who got it out of them more last week, the Raiders in that division rival defeat, or the Steelers on prime time Sunday Night Football against another historic rival, the Cowboys. I don't know who it damaged more. I would probably say the Steelers just because it was prime time, man. You rarely get to play the Cowboys. You rarely get to play the Cowboys. The time you do, you lose it on a Sunday nighter. So obviously I'm gonna go with my Steelers. Do I think that the Raiders stand a chance? Yes, absolutely, absolutely. And I wouldn't blame anybody for choosing the Raiders. But at the same time, I mean, the Raiders, they're not playing good football, man. Not to say that the Steelers are lighting it up because they're not, but the Raiders, I mean, there's problems there, man.
Yeah. There's clear problems in Pittsburgh as well, which we don't really even know what the problem is. I don't know. All I know is that we're seeing the same continuous mistakes. Offensively, we've seen the same mistakes since week 1. Offensive penalties, shooting yourselves in the foot. Why are we still looking like a preseason football team out there? I have no idea. We have the highest paid defense in the NFL, and Dak Prescott was just throwing it all over that defense. It seemed like he was hitting every single receiver and target out there. I'm also going to throw that out. The secondary has been getting cooked the past 2 weeks. You're facing Aiden O'Connell and the Raiders, who aren't going to have Davante Adams. That's what it's looking like. I mean, this is your get-back game. It should be. Okay? This is supposed to be the game where you get your stuff right back together. So with that, I'm going to go Steelers. Am I very convinced with that pick? Absolutely not. But if you want to be in that category where you could still compete for the division, you got to beat the Raiders. It's a must.
Yeah, I mean, luckily for the Steelers, the rest of the division's not doing all that great, So Yeah. All right, man. Well, there it is. There's our picks, man, for the week. What are your guys' picks for these teams, man? But well, we'll see, man. You're gonna go live on Sunday.
I'll be live. I'm hoping there's no delay, no storm delay out in Allegiant Stadium. I would like to think there wouldn't be. Yeah, I'll be live for the game. I don't expect it to be 5 hours like the last time, but we'll see. Who knows? I'm ready. I'm ready for anything. Maybe we'll go 6 hours. I'm ready. If we have to throw a whole marathon, let's do it.
That was a long pre-show you and I did, man. Well, Seahawks and Niners are about to kick off, so I am going to sit back and enjoy that and hoping the Niners take this one. But all right, Eric, well, you guys have a good one, and we'll see you on Sunday calling the game, man. So,
Yes, sir.
all right, shouts to everybody, man. Go Steelers.
Go Steelers. Oh, did I do it
You
the
got
right
the
way?
one. No,
Oh, there you go. There you go. I got it right.
Wait, where you at now?
Wow.
Oh, sorry. No, you just came off a little. Oh, right there. There we go. Go Steelers. Later.